Welcome to another video where I rate car design mashups on TikTok. You can find them on this account right here that I'm showing on screen. And yeah, let's go. So here we have the Lincoln Continental, new, and the old one. Kind of a failed design. The new one, it does not have the best proportions by itself, because it almost looks like a Volvo pretty much, which is not a bad thing, it's just not a special thing. And for a Lincoln Continental, you expect something much more flashy because of the old one. The old one having been very big and flashy and really nice even today. But the connection of the two just comes off like a 2000s Toyota Century of some kind. Oh, it's not again a bad thing, but it is not very special. It does not give off big baller design vibes. I mean, it does do that enough, and it has the best rims of the two. These rims are too flat. These rims are too monotonous, and they look good on old cars, of course. And then you have these ones, which are really nice. I love them the most of the two cars. It's not that bad. It's just a bit too square. Could have been a lot better. So I'm gonna give this a 6 out of 10. Cadillac City 5V Blackwing and Cadillac Eldorado. Very cool cars, both of them. The new one, the new Cadillac, I'm not the biggest fan of the rims. They're just too randomized, and the car has two sleek headlights that just clutter. Everything is just a clutter in the front. It almost looks like it's just as much of a clutter as the previous gen, I should say, Honda Civic is. I do not like this car. The Eldorado, however, really fucking nice. One of the most classic cars ever. I love the Eldorado. What can I say? And a connection of the two has a really sexy rear end. Maybe if it was a little shorter. The front is okay. It takes some clutter off and it makes it so much better, because you see here, this part becomes like its own thing here and makes a whole circle, and then this comes beneath it and there's a splitter and everything's just clusterfuck. This one just does a loop and that's it. And it just loops around and the middle is black. That's the most positive thing about the design. And because of the Eldorado, it is a lot wider. I like this more, but it is too square. Sadly, old square cars, it keeps the squareness, which is one thing the AI should not do. If this was a little more laid back, I would give it an 8 out of 10. But as it is, I love the rims, by the way, because they're less random than these and it just perfects them. I would give this one an 8, but I'm giving it a 6 as it is, because it's just too stubby on the front and too long of a rear. I also really love this line that goes back here. This is an original piece because it does not exist here. Kind of exists here, I guess, but you can't tell it's the same thing. I just love this little detail. I would do it a little differently. Anyway, Dodge Charger new and old. I don't fucking remember which version of the Charger this is. Oh, it says 1966. I don't know why you chose that Charger, not the most popular one. However, still a kind of cool car, you know, with the flip lights and everything. Cool stuff. And then you have the new one, which has a very nice proportional design that I actually do like. I don't love it, but I like it a lot. And if the chance came, I would probably buy that car. And here we have this amalgamation of the two. It very much keeps the body of the new one and keeps the lights of the new one and it keeps so many things from the new one, except this crease here. I don't know what it doesn't keep from the new one. It's a little confusing. It just has the very different proportions. It keeps the 4 doors. The rims are amazing. I love the rims. I love how deep dish they are. I really love them. I love how it has these lights. I don't know where it took them, because the top picture does not have any lights and the bottom one you can barely see them, but it just created these lights. I just don't like them with the line. It's too cluttered and the proportions are just a bit too long, and again it keeps the squareness that I don't like about the old cars. I mean, on an old car the squareness is not bad, but in the connection with the new, it just ruins it. So I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 10. Ford Taurus and Ford Galaxy. Cool car, not so cool car. This is kind of fucking ugly, to be honest. Who the fuck designs these? Why is there a fucking camera here? How do you make a light look like a fucking camera, dude? What the hell is this? And why does it have Ford Fiesta stock rims or whatever the fuck these are? I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And the connection of the two is way too long. It looks like a fucking limousine, god damn. Somehow it ends up having the old generation's front end. just by accident, by complete accident? Did you put a different picture that I don't see here? Because this one has a completely different design, I think, but somehow it just reverted back. By connecting the two cars, it reverted back to the older generation. Maybe the AI does searching around the internet and just found the old generation of the Taurus. I don't know. I don't like this. This is a 3 out of 10. Ford, Fairlane, and Tesla Model X. Teslas are not pretty, but they're not ugly, except the X. This one thankfully looks like a car. Teslas look like what a car would look like if it was just a car. And then you have the Ford Fairlane, which is really cool. Funky vehicle. This is one of the old cars that has a squareness that is not kept by the AI. And I think it really works to its favor. This looks amazing. This front end is incredible. Ford should totally make a car like this. I might not like this intake in the middle. That probably needs changing. Maybe this is a little too smooth. I don't know. I love this. This is old-timey. This is classic. It could definitely do with some chrome on the side here. And the rear needs a little smoothing. And this needs to go a little further in. That looks too much like a fucking Charger, like we saw earlier, or a Challenger, I should say. And the top needs to be one color, or either the color of the car or a two-tone. That would also be awesome. I love this. This is perfect. I really love this design. This is a 7 out of 10. With all the fixes that I mentioned, it would have definitely gone to 8. So this is the last one I'm gonna do. The last couple of pictures. I want to do more episodes. Let me know in the comments if you find this interesting or fun to watch. And I want to do more of this. I want to do all of them. So let's get to the last batch. We have the McLaren F1 in an amazing color, and the Citroen DS in a nice green, subtle green. I like it. And it creates this. This is fucking incredible. This is insane. This is beautiful. I love how it has a brown interior. I love the connection of the green fading into the McLaren's color. I love this color. I want a two-tone of this color. I want these two colors to fuck with each other. I want the car to have a brown exterior like the McLaren and a green interior like this one. God, that would be fucking luxurious. And then you have this race car design which looks amazing, but then you have these classic rims. I love these rims. They exist. I've seen rims like this in cars in the past. I think they are phenomenal. I mean, this vent needs to be adjusted. The lights are amazing. The front end is amazing. Everything about this is so perfect. The only thing I would change is I would take out the chrome from the windows and take out the roof scoop. That's a little too much. I mean, the roof could, actually keep it, because if it's a rear engine car, it's probably gonna benefit from that. It's gonna be one of the quirky things, an actually functional roof scoop. That's really fucking cool. I love this. This is a 9 out of 10. This would have been one of my favorite cars if it existed, and the colors are amazing. So much goodness from this. 9 out of 10. I love this. So here we have really interesting BMW M2. I like this design. You can suck my dick if you don't. I don't love it. I don't think this is exactly how they should have designed this car, but I like it. I do not hate it. I think it's nice. It started to grow on me, but I don't think it's gonna grow anymore. And then we have the Porsche 944. A lot of people call this one of the ugliest Porsches. I think it's not ugly at all as a car, but it is definitely not one of the prettiest Porsches, that's for sure. It's one of the cheapest though, so that's pretty cool, I guess. And they connect into this. Yeah, I like it. I think it's kind of cute. I don't hate it at all. I mean, I would change a couple of things about it. It almost has Alfa Romeo front, like headlights. I don't know where it got this side here. I think it does get that from the internet, because this one doesn't have one, this one doesn't have one, this one does. I don't know. Oops. I don't know how this came about, but I don't like the placement of it. I wish there were lines coming down here to make it make more sense, and it had a different shape to it or something. I also really wish that this black part in the middle of the bottom of the M2, I wish this was kind of kept, because this is not doing it any favors. Still really cool. I love the grills. The grills are really sexy. I like the logo placement and the hood. the two lines on the hood. And the general shape of it is not that bad. I love this little wing. That's really cool. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10 because it's almost there. If you just change the headlights, if you do a little modifications left and right, it's gonna get there. It's gonna be like a 9 out of 10 if you do the modifications. And I love the rims. The rims are really nice and modern. Really cool stuff. Lancia Delta Integrale, one of my favorite cars for sure, with my favorite rims. God, I love that rims. And the Hyundai Ioniq 5. A lot of people seem to like this one. I am not the biggest fan of it. I think it is a different approach that Hyundai went with, and it has not failed on them. It doesn't look bad. It's not an ugly car. However, it is not a pretty one. It's just there. It's just kind of there. And it tells you, it shouts at you, I'm an EV. And I just don't care. I don't care. It's not something I want to look at all. So a connection of the two definitely is. This is a really pretty car. It is a modernification of the Lancia, a proper one. I love this. It's edgy, it's cool, it keeps the coolness of the rims in a more modern way. I love all the dots in the rims. These are so sexy. I love how it has this line and then it ends with the light, the deflector, or the light here on top. And then it does not keep the line almost, it kind of keeps a crease and then it continues in the back. That's awesome. I love that somehow. I just really love that. I love this crease, this edge. It's kind of like an old Peugeot. I don't care if I'm pronouncing it right. I hate that company. I just love this. This is, I'm trying to find something wrong with this. But no, the amazing design of the Lancia Delta here overtakes anything that could have been ugly about this. And it's such a beautiful vehicle. This is a 9 out of 10. There's only one car ever that I would give a 10 out of 10, and that's probably the Audi R8. Everybody who knows me knows I'm a big fan of that car. This is so close to it. This is something I would buy in a heartbeat. I love this. It's rally inspired, it's new, it's modern, it's sleek, it's small. God, I love this. This is great. I love how it takes this rear bumper and it moves it forward into the entire side of the car, and it just works. It looks amazing. I really love this. Tesla Model S and Chevrolet Corvair. The Corvair is really cool and sleek. This is a really nice car. Then we have the Model S, and it just kind of looks like one of those. It does not look nice. The proportions are all fucked up. I kind of like these lines here inside the light. It looks like that fucking stupid Chevrolet. I'm not even gonna remember its fucking name. I'm gonna show it on screen. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 10 because it has a cool little light. If it had better proportions and if it didn't have 4 doors, I would like it a lot more, but I wouldn't really be the biggest fan of it again because this whole edge here is a bit too feminine and too just diva like. I wouldn't be the biggest fan of this even if it had the best proportions. So I'm giving it like a 4 out of 10. And we have the Porsche Taycan, whatever you want to call it, and the Porsche 914. Funky little funny looking car. And then you have this, which just goes back into a normal Porsche with just broken front lights, the kind of normal looking rims. Nothing special about this. I don't really like it at all. I mean, maybe if you change the front lights, it's gonna be a normal Porsche. So what am I supposed to give this? 4 out of 10. Nothing against Porsche, but I'm not the biggest fan of this thing. So thank you guys for watching. These were creations of Bovello. You should go follow him if you want to. I'm following him for more of these. You can like, subscribe the video, comment if you want more of these, or your opinion on some of these designs yourself, or what you thought of them. I guess I'll see you in the future. I don't care. Who cares? Who the fuck is gonna watch so far anyways? Like 3 people. If you're any of these people